up, YouTube viewers? My name is Kiss, and welcome back to KTB Network. I am back with another video request. We are requesting to the miracle of Pakistani Tekken. Let's see what this is about. Let's check this out. Oh, and it's from whom? Core A Gaming. All right. Turn up the music. Start.
In 2019, Pakistan surprised everyone when they proved they had some of the best Tekken players in the world. Arslan Ash won both EVOs that year.
Excuse me, the subtitles?
Year, earning himself a Red Bull sponsorship. Atif Butt and Awais Honey would get first and second place respectively at Tokyo Tekken Masters, and Bilal would win the ultra-stacked LCQ event at the TWT Finals. The running joke was that getting past
It is crazy how far we've come with gaming. Video gaming tournaments. This is, I'm saying this is somebody who used to play Tekken in arcade theaters, or arcade Tekken in theaters, and, you know, owning a Sega Genesis. I'd never think, you'd never fathom that it'd get this far, but did.
Visa issues was harder than winning the tournament itself. The Pakistani passport ranked the 4th lowest for visiting other countries, which is why Arslan Ash famously got stuck in transit for 3 days on his way to winning EVO Japan.
Yes, there was a time when I lose all my hope and I decided to go back home.
So how does Pakistan, a country that doesn't even have official distributors for PlayStation or Xbox, get good enough to beat the best in the world? There's no better way to find out than to actually go there, so we went to Lahore, which is the 2nd largest city and home to the best fighting gamers in the country. I was warmly greeted by the local commentators, Soul Dragger and Silver Fox, who taught me about the country and the local scene.
Let's go, Gerald.
Yeah.
You came in the right time. I needed this break.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Right, we're here.
The first thing to know about Lahore is that it's a center for the arts and
No matter what our differences are, no matter what our differences may be politically, you know, we all come together when it comes to gaming, and it's nice to see that.
culture of the Punjab region, an area that includes eastern
so
Pakistan
pretty.
and northwest India. It's the birthplace for much of the country's filmmaking, literature, and music. So it's no surprise this is where a culture for gaming could grow as well. Lahore is precisely
what's
where
up.
you'd have a liberal arts university inviting FGC people to provide a guest lecture about Tekken and esports. There is even an open tournament held in the classroom afterwards.
With the university, now they've got multiple events, so they call it Festival. It was basically a film festival with all of the other stuff, fighting game tournaments as well, alongside all the film competition and sports competition and all that jazz. I think it was pretty sick to be summoned by a university that is basically really art focused.
But to have a culture for gaming, you still need to have
You could tell he smokes. I'm sorry, I was looking at his lips. I have this thing that I do with my mom, that I look at people's lips, and if it's darker than their general skin tone, like a purplish kind of color, you can tell they smoke.
games. Pakistan has no official distributor for the most popular consoles, so these consoles and games are imported and sold in the gray market. But imported goods are not cheap, especially when their prices are not adjusted for the country's purchasing power.
If you get a graphics card or a console, it's now considered a luxury item and taxed like that. So PlayStation 5 is probably like
Graphics cards are,
$800.
excuse me,
The
did I hear that
country's
right?
purchasing power.
If you get a graphics card or a console, it's now considered a luxury item and taxed like that. So PlayStation 5 is probably like $800 here. When I was growing up, I don't remember if there was anybody else in my class that would.
What is going on with the economy that it is taxed that heavily? $800? It's like $399 or $499 now or something like that, right? I don't know. I didn't get my PS5. I mean, I got it, but I'm not the one who bought it.
Own a console at the time. The price for it is so inflated. It takes a while for it to be accessible to everybody else.
These prices make gaming an extremely
Okay,
expensive
so it
hobby,
takes a while,
but there
okay.
is a way for many Pakistani gamers to get video games for free.
Back in those days, I'm sure Getting a console for a lot of people was getting it from Saudi Arabia because a lot of Muslims go to pilgrimage every year.
Saudi Arabia is where the
Does this have anything to do with tariffs over there? I mean, their own tariffs? You know what I'm saying?
holiest site in Islam is located, the Mecca. Each year, about 1 to 2 million Muslims make a pilgrimage there. The most significant pilgrimage is called the Hajj, which is a religious duty to carry out at least once in a lifetime. Since Pakistan is over 96% Muslim, most people are going to make that trip.
If you're going abroad and you're coming back, it's a custom to bring something for your, especially for the kids, right? And consoles is the easiest no-brainer for any adult who doesn't even, understand what it is. They were readily available and at a good price in Saudi Arabia.
Pakistan inadvertently got introduced to video gaming through a Muslim ritual.
I'm just going to pray my Maghrib prayer. It's the fourth prayer of the day. We pray when the sun goes down. It's been a long time. I haven't prayed here, so let's.
There's a lot of praying going on over there. I remember going to Turkey, especially at noon. I would hear the call to prayer. I was in Antalya, and you would hear that all the way from across the river.
Go. Let's pray.
But the ones who still had no games at home did what everyone else in the world did. Go to the arcades.
That's the sound. Kind of similar.
This is the Level Up Gaming Hub, an arcade which is mostly Tekken with a couple of KOF caps. There's a lot to soak in here, but the first thing that stood out was this wall of electricity meters in plain sight and these giant batteries on top of the cabinets.
Pakistan is a country that has historically faced a lot of power issues. There's not a lot of power to go around, which is why we often face blackouts, sometimes multiple times in a day.
This summer, my schedule was 10:15 in the morning, 4:15 in the evening, and then 9:15 at night. So that's 3 hours of power outages that I have to adapt into my schedule. That adds
They
to the
have
cost of
power outages?
Go around, which is why we often face blackouts, sometimes multiple times in a day.
This summer, my schedule was 10:15 in the morning, 4:15 in the evening, and then
Oh no, I am proud to be an American, okay? A lot of people shit on America, but listen, those are the type of people that don't travel, okay? We have it good here in every aspect of that word, okay? Power outages 4 times a day? That's some third world shit. No, I am happy to be living in a first world country. I am truly, truly blessed that I chose this body prior to being born. Because what the holy hell? A lot of people have to deal with worse. So much worse. So when they say that this is the worst country in the world, I already know that's a clear indicator that you don't go anywhere. Okay?
9:15 at night. So that's 3 hours of power outages that I have to adapt into my schedule. That adds to the cost of setting up a system. So if I'm buying a PS or a PC and I want to play
I like his headset.
During power outages, I have to set up a UPS system, right? An uninterruptible power supply system.
The next thing I noticed
to
was
get a
that these
generator.
machines were not coin operated. The cabinets were clearly just running console versions of the game, so I wondered how customers paid. I wasn't ready for the answer.
That whole coin-operated system still exists in a certain way. They introduced a sort of honor system. They play first to 10 sets, first to 5 sets. They'd be keeping track of how many times they lost. And once everything was done, they'd report it back to the desk.
Well, it must be a really honest system over there, because over here, there are some low trust neighborhoods and people lie. Okay, the self checkouts are now being taken away because people are dishonest as hell in certain areas. Okay, so I wonder how honest they are over there.
This is how many games I lost, and
That this is able to work that well.
games that they lost, that was the amount of coins, virtual, imaginary coins that they have to pay.
Even without a winner stays on coin-based system, they still maintain the arcade competitive spirit where each game is a mini money match. For the hardcore tournament players, there's even a bring your own controller area with smaller low lag monitors.
That's
Another thing I
crazy.
couldn't ignore was the claw grip that many Pakistani players use to press buttons. The first time I saw this up close was when I filmed Arslan Ash practicing in Thailand. Why do Pakistanis play like this?
Like accidentally used to press other buttons, like, yeah. So then I changed this script, and then I moved to this. Also, yeah, the thing is that if you can see, then I have some kind of dead skin on here, and also here I have dead skin. So I think this is the problem with me. So when I used to play like this, I couldn't play because this skin hurts me.
Ow.
So then I adopted this play style.
He has
After
a really
Arslan
nice
mentioned
setup.
his wrists,
He has a
So,
really nice
I
setup.
couldn't play because
Oh, wow.
this skin hurts me.
That's what I need. That's what I need. Two screens. I have like a whole laptop here, right? And then like the extenders out. That's what I need. That's what I'm working towards.
And so then I adopted this play style.
After Arslan mentioned his wrists, I started to notice that the edge of some of these cabinets had rubbed off exactly where you would place your wrists. Also, the arcade buttons were spaced much further apart than the typical arcade layouts you see elsewhere. These wooden cabinets are
Damn.
unique
They're playing at a disadvantage.
because they were designed and built by the locals.
जाहिर सी बात है बेंडाई ने हमको यहाँ आर्केड वगैरह कुछ चीज़ कैबिनेट्स वगैरह तो भेज नहीं सकता तो हमने खुद अपनी मदद आपके तहत उसको डिज़ाइन किया और उसको बनाया.
Hopefully, if they design anything new, they're able to add some wrist pads so people aren't hurting themselves.
और मार्केट में लेके आए. तो
Ouch.
हमारे लड़कों के लिए ये भी एक नई चीज़ थी तब कि दो साइड पे खेलना और इससे एक तो गेम भी न्यूट्रल हो गई थी, कोई किसी के हाथ या बटन वगैरह नहीं देख सकता था, तो इससे लोगों को भी फ़ायदा हुआ, लोगों की प्रैक्टिस अच्छी हुई. तो हमने कोशिश की कि अच्छे से अच्छा मटेरियल लगाएं इसके ऊपर और इसको रनिंग में लेके आए.
This guy, he really helped us make those cabinets.
Yeah.
The crash cabinets, and then we bought it from him, and then we put them in Maniac's Gaming Hub. He's pretty good at the woodwork and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
he's the founder of the Crash Body in Pakistan.
Okay, wow. This is the Itra shopping center where they build arcade cabinets and sell them. You can also find imported games and accessories here, but what caught my eye were all the scraps from old gaming machines. Because gaming equipment is expensive and scarce, repair becomes a necessity. But without official
Whoa.
repair centers, it's difficult to source the parts.
Yes.
Third-party repair centers like Gaming Tech Pakistan rely on scavenging parts.
Man, and I'm always very wary about third-party, third-party places like these, just because subsidiaries, just because I don't trust them. I had my iPhone. What is it? Not this one. I had my iPhone like 11. No, was it 11? 10. Screen fixed, right? And it wasn't even like a genuine part. It was just it was fine. It was working just fine, but it was terrible. The aesthetic, anyway.
From broken equipment.
Like, I had noticed what he had done after I paid, but you know what? I paid a cheap price, so it was fun. But I think I paid $50 for like a rubber edge instead of like the chrome style edge that they have for the iPhone. I noticed it later.
Meant to fix consoles, arcade boards, or controllers.
If you come here, he's probably gonna have a board for King of Fighters 95. Anything, you basically just come here,
WD-40.
you tell them that this is the retro thing that I need fixed. These are your guys.
This resourcefulness has made gaming possible for
Wow,
as
they
many
have
people
every
as
console.
possible. If a cabinet needs to support a 6-button game, drill some more holes. If a game doesn't need all the buttons, put them in an arcade stick.
लोगों को यहाँ पे बहुत मुश्किल है इन चीज़ों की, ख़ास तौर पे
We'll find
ये
out.
जो
Oh,
पार्ट्स हैं
wow.
ये जब वहाँ से इधर आते हैं तो वो जितनी कीमत का होता है उससे डबल कीमत में पहुँच जाता है.
Tariffs.
आधे से तकरीबन 70% लोग तो ऐसे हैं जिनके पास इक्विपमेंट ही नहीं है इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे कम्पीट करने के लिए.
Oh,
तो वो
wow.
देसी यहाँ पे जो भी चीज़ मिलती है उसका
I wonder if arcades are so big over there is because they can't afford, like they said. I answered my own question. They can't afford their own console, so they have to participate in arcade. How kind of terrible in a way, because you gotta deal with all that energy. Me speaking as an introvert and someone that's indifferent to outside energy. If I don't fuck with you, I don't want to be around you. This is why I didn't like high school and middle school and elementary school, because you stuck with all those motherfuckers that have different kinds of energies, and a lot of people have like 7 energies within them. Okay, it's not just 1 or 2; it's a lot, and they're hostages of their own energies. So you got to deal with a lot of personalities coming in here. So, props to you guys and for keeping up the commitment to play games and supporting your small town arcade gaming. But damn.
बना के उस पर खेलते हैं, प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। उनका शौक देखें आप कि वो उनको कुछ सस्ती चीज़ भी, कोई हल्की चीज़ भी मिल जाए तो वो उसके ऊपर भी खेलना शुरू कर देते हैं, क्योंकि शौक का तो कोई हिसाब नहीं लगा सकता। कोई जिसका जो शौक है उसी हिसाब से वो करता है।
But gear alone doesn't make people good at a game. While Zaman makes and repairs arcade sticks, he also runs Maniac's Gaming Hub, a meeting place for the fighting game community and a training ground for the best players in the country. There's a wall signed by FGC people passing by, and a welcome message still there from when Nee came to visit. It's a place to practice, but also a place to hold tournaments and exhibitions.
ये जो इवेंट है ये मैं एक लीग करवाई है ताकि लोगों को पता लगे कि ये 1 मंथ की लीग है, बैक टू बैक 3 इवेंट्स होंगे इस लीग में। ये मैं बेसिकली इसलिए करवा रहा हूँ क्योंकि कम्युनिटी को पता लगे कि इवेंट कैसे होते हैं और बाहर जाकर उन्होंने कैसे खेलना है, कैसे प्रेशर हैंडल करना है। और एक तो जो प्लेयर स्पॉन्सर नहीं है, जिनको पैसों की जरूरत है, वो एक तो जीते और प्राइज़ वगैरह हासिल करें, उनको पता लगे कि यार इस फील्ड में भी पैसा है, इसमें मेहनत।
So the prize money that they win goes to that really nice setup I saw. They're working hard for it.
करने चाहिए और इवेंट होते हैं। और मैं जब वो गया था और
I know, I'm working too. I'm working hard for it, so you gotta work, bitch.
मैंने वहाँ पे देखा कि लोग इस चीज़ को कितना सीरियस लेते हैं, तो मैंने फिर इरादा किया था कि इंशाल्लाह पाकिस्तान जाऊँगा। पहले भी
As much as I would love to be a part of gaming events like these, I have a friend, Brian, who's into events like these with his friend Lee. I'm trying not to say his old name because it's in my head. And I could never. I lose all the time, so I would probably lose after entering. But it would be nice to go one day with them. One day.
इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज कराता था और अब मैं अच्छे लेवल पे ऑर्गेनाइज करवाऊंगा इवेंट। तो काफ़ी लोगों ने मेरी इसमें हेल्प आउट की है और ये लीग इंशाल्लाह सक्सेसफुल है और आगे भी मैं इसका सीज़न 2 भी करवाऊंगा इंशाल्लाह बहुत जल्द।
ये कम्युनिटी जो है ना, ये अगर इकट्ठी रहेगी, एक जगह इकट्ठी रहेगी, एक दूसरे का साथ देगी, तो इनको कोई भी नहीं।
It's a family.
पाकिस्तान टेकन एक मौजा ही है, ठीक है। असलान की जो
That's nice for people that can deal with extroverted energies. Like, if you're an extrovert, more power to you.
परफॉर्मेंस है उसमें इसको।
I'm not an introvert or an extrovert. I mess with both. I'm I guess an ambivert, but I'm indifferent to certain energies.
तो यानी कि अकम्प्लिश किया, और अगर असलान ये परफॉर्मेंस ना देता वहाँ पे, तो अभी भी हम स्ट्रगल ही कर रहे होते हैं। तो अब पूरी दुनिया की नज़रें हमारी टेकन के ऊपर हैं वहाँ पे, तो अभी भी हम
we would still be struggling.
तो अब पूरी दुनिया की नज़रें हमारी टेकन के ऊपर हैं। इंशाल्लाह ताला लड़के मेहनत कर रहे हैं और आगे निकलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। हर बंदा एक दूसरे से आगे सब कर लेना।
The entire hub benefits from this.
But as much as I love Tekken and competitive fighting games, I thought calling it a miracle was a bit much. But then I went to Lahore City Square and saw this. Many thanks to the Pakistani FGC for helping me make this video and bearing with me every time I said a place reminding me of Dark Souls. This was Gerald from Corey Gaming. Thanks for watching.
Oh, wow. That's a really nice aesthetic. I'm not going to lie. This is really, 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 really beautiful. I mean, there are certain areas in the world that are just hidden treasures.
This was Gerald from Corey Gaming. Thanks for watching.
I love architecture. It's so nice. It's sad when architecture like this is just demolished and you build in its place you erect something that is completely bland and just everything is just a concrete jungle. Well, I think this is concrete also, is it? Whatever. I'm talking about the buildings that we currently have. Aside from the Phoenix, that's kind of clever. But yeah. Oh, that looks so good. How pretty. It definitely looks like a nice place to visit. Then again, looking at certain spots, you're like, probably not. All right. Well, that was my reaction for Pakistani gaming. Thank you for this reference. I thoroughly enjoyed it actually. I hope y'all have more for me. But let me know what you think about this video down in the comments below. Let me know what other gaming videos you want me to react to. Brian, thank you again for this video. But yeah, all right. Well, subscribe if you vibe, become a beauty today, and I will see you guys on live streams. Take care. Thanks for stopping by.